Hey there, wild things, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Becky, and today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 or 6 tips to beginner ballet. Have you been wanting to go to a ballet class? Are you worried about what's going to happen in a ballet class? Do you just need an extra confidence boost? Then this video is for you. Someone recently commented on my TikTok and asked me what my top tips were for beginners because they're only able to go to class once or twice a week. These are my top tips. Make sure you stick to the end of the video to hear some tips from the girls at my ballet class. Tip number 1. A notebook. I'm a big fan of writing things down, whether that's questions, corrections, comments, things I want to remember to ask my teacher to clarify. That all gets written down in this notebook. I like the mini size. I have one currently for physical therapy and one that I have for ballet. They're just from Walmart. They were like $1, maybe less, I don't remember. But I keep lots of corrections in here. Sometimes I write down exercises that I've liked, little tips that someone has given me, things that the teacher might have said that I want to remember, things particularly to me like corrections or combinations I want to retry in the future. Ballet is a lot like school. You're going to get a lot of terms thrown at you. Things are in French. It's going to be a little disorienting, especially for your first class. Having a notebook where you can jot stuff down so you don't have to try to get everything in your brain immediately is going to make learning ballet a little bit more easier, in my opinion. Progress over perfection. Progress is not linear, and you're not going to be good at it right away. Work on little things, work on the progress part. And in progress over perfection, we're going to break that into 2 steps. So I guess it's like a 2-part. Pick 1 or 2 things to focus on each class going forward. If you're not taking very many classes, you may feel like you're not getting enough tutelage or education. 1, you can take online ballet classes. There are so many great online ballet resources on YouTube. Classes you can take ranging from beginner to advanced pro. If you pick 1 or 2 things to focus on in class, that will really help your technique. Maybe one day you just want to focus on your arms and making sure your arms are supported. Maybe one day you're going to focus on your plie and always making sure your plie is as deep as you can get in your demi. Or for me, that's quite frequently turnout or keeping my shoulders dropped. It doesn't mean that every exercise is going to be perfect, and you don't have to focus on making sure you got every exercise right. But you just need to focus on, today, my shoulders. So in every exercise, I'm going to try to make sure I've got my back engaged and my shoulders down. The second part of progress over perfection is to remind yourself that you're a beginner. Everybody is a beginner at some point. We all start somewhere. And as we get older, adults start to conceptualize that you no longer get to be bad at things. You just have to jump in and be good. And that's not reality, and that's not what learning is about. You start somewhere. We all started somewhere. So remind yourself it's okay to be a beginner. My next tip is to remember that this is your hobby, and hobbies are supposed to be fun, and there's no rule that says you have to be good at your hobbies to enjoy them. If you're enjoying what you're doing, then there's value in that. The next one I think would be to wear something that's comfy. Ballet is an investment. Point shoes, flat shoes, tights, leotards, they all rack up pretty quickly. Go to your first few ballet classes in something you're comfortable in. A pair of leggings, some socks. There's no need to invest in a $60 Leo if you decide after a few classes that ballet is not your thing. And that's fine. Ballet doesn't have to be your thing. You're allowed to try many things your entire life and not like some of them. But maybe hold back on investing in that expensive leotard that you saw that you liked until you're sure this is what you want to commit to. At least for the while, for now. Another thing I hear all the time from people that want to start ballet is, oh, I'm not flexible. Oh, I can't do the split. I can't do X, Y, and Z. The whole point of going to class is to learn to do those things. You don't just show up and have a split. I mean, some people do because they're mobile, but that's not everybody, and that's not the usual. You're gonna go there and you're going to learn how to do these things. You're going to learn stretches. You're going to have a stretch in class most likely, and every day that you go, you will get better at it. Don't think you need to start and be perfect when the whole point is for you to go and learn, right? Right. Something I love about ballet is that it doesn't ever get easier. Beginner is not synonymous with easy. Just because something is beginner does not mean it's going to be easy. One of my ballet teachers says all the time that a professional would still have a hard time in a beginner ballet class, right? There's so many things to be thinking about, to be working on, to perfect. Ballet is the art of achieving perfection, of achieving the unattainable. So don't be afraid to go to a beginner class if you've taken time off, if you used to dance as a kid but want to get back to it now. Like, you're still going to get value out of your ballet class. I think that's all of my tips. Okay, this was way more than 5 or 6 tips. They just kept coming, it just kept flowing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for staying till the end. Here are a few clips from my friends at the ballet studio to give you some of their tips for beginners. Okay, if you were trying to bring a friend to adult ballet, what were some tips you'd give them if they were a beginner and they were worried about coming to class?
To not stress out and enjoy it, because everyone starts at the same spot. Everyone starts with plie, and it's not going to be a big deal.
How long have you been dancing?
4 years.
4 years. Do you like it?
I love it.
Would you recommend it to other people?
Absolutely, I do all the time.
Just go for it. Don't compare yourself to other people.
Yeah. How long have you been dancing?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Do you love it?
Yes, it's super fun.
For sure, just come and have fun. Don't be afraid to sweat and just dance like no one's watching.
I would tell them to go for it, and if they really like it, then that's something for them, but if not, they can always do something else.
Perfect.
Keep showing up and trust the process. Everyone has their own unique thing that makes them a great dancer, and it's about finding yours and paying attention to what you're good at.
I would tell them that the spirit of ballet is much different than what you may have experienced in high school, perhaps. It's very uplifting, it's very supportive, it's a place to commune with other people who are like you, and you don't have to be afraid to try new things when you're with all of these people, because you get so many cheers and claps, and it's really nice.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to see more ballet content, you can follow me here or over on my TikTok. The links are all below. Bye!